continue to bear fruit in a number of African countries. Airlines are now taking maximum precautions to assure travelers of the heightened health surveillance to curb the spread of COVID-19. KTN Business spoke to Emirates Senior Vice President in charge of commercial operations on just what will keep airlines afloat in the face of a pandemic.
For Emirates, as head of operations, what has been the impact so far?
Since June 15th, the UAE government lifted the restrictions on transit passengers, and since then we've been gradually restoring our network connectivity. In October, we started flights to 100 cities across the world with a convenient and safe connection via our Dubai hub for passengers and customers traveling between the Americas, Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and Asia Pacific. I would say that we are also fully focused and committed to our network, and we are working hard to rebuild it to pre-pandemic levels in the coming months as more airports and cities reopen. We are also looking at, from March, we had our operations, we looked at expanding, so what we did was we regrew our cargo network to meet the needs of communities and customers. And in just 6 months, we quickly expanded our Sky Cargo network to 115 scheduled cargo frequencies across the world, transporting from urgently needed medical supplies to food, to raw materials used for manufacturing and other industries. So Emirates Sky Cargo will continue to provide critical to support and reconnect cities with international trade lanes as manufacturing and other economic activities recommence.
Interesting. And Mr. Abbas, would you say operations right now are at 100%? When are you likely to see operations being fully back?
We are aiming to have our full operations restored by summer of 2021.
And you mentioned something quite interesting, that you've been able to resume flights to over 100 cities. And as the team lead when it comes to operations, what were some of the issues that you sat down and said, we will take safety protocols? Travelers are still an easy to border flight to come to Dubai or go to Amsterdam. What are some of the safeguards you put in place?
We always keep the health and safety standards our top priority when we operate our flights, with all the measures which we have in place at the airport and at key touch points. This is to safeguard our customers, our crew, and the communities we serve. We have, all passengers are mandatory to wear masks while traveling, except for very young children. We have the government has imposed the health checks and pre-departure biosafety measures, which reduces or minimizes the possibility of the infections. We have also looked at revising or updating, enhancing our service on board to minimize contact, and also our crew wear PPEs.
And has this restored confidence among travelers?
Yes, for sure. We've seen demand picking up, so customers have become more assured to travel, and we have provided them with this confidence, I would say, including the COVID-19 insurance coverage that we provide.
as an airline, is this something that you had thought through, and will you be able to push it along the way even as we continue to get a vaccine for this virus?
We were the first airline in the industry to lead the way to offer COVID-19 insurance coverage. And we think that this initiative has helped us help our customers to travel with confidence, knowing that the airline will cover medical expenses up to 150,000 euros and quarantine costs of 100 euros per day for 14 days in case they are diagnosed with COVID-19 while they are traveling and they are away from home. We know that the people are yearning to fly, and as the borders and more countries open their borders for international travelers, but they are seeking flexibility and assurances. Once they know that something unforeseen happens, this has also created more confidence and more assurance for the customers to travel on Emirates.
And being the pioneers in terms of coming up with the COVID-19 insurance, when you look at the projections for air travel, are we likely to see Emirates recording improved business, and by what %?
We, since we were performing strongly up until February, very strongly I would say, up until February 2020, when the pandemic situation escalated around the world. Our revenue impact was 3.5 billion dirhams up until end of March this year. We had 32 years of consecutive profits, again up until March 31st of 2020. What we saw was, our income, like other airlines, have been impacted massively by the situation, and our income will be reduced this year due to the forced suspension of air travel. In addition to that, we will need to honor booking cancellations and pay out refunds.
Africa has been touted as the next frontier. What's Emirates' plan around tapping into African markets, and do you see potential there, especially now that competition is also hotting up?
Our main priority now is restoring our network to the pre-COVID levels, and a large part of that is restoring the African network. And we are proud of where we are today. From beginning of October, we have started operating to 20 passenger destinations in Africa, which is 90% of our pre-COVID African network. We also, but we have a long way, or a lot of work to do to restore our frequencies to in many of our African markets. Once gradually the airports, the borders open up, and we would like to layer on to increase our frequencies across Africa to many popular destinations, to our 100 destinations which we're flying to through our hub in Dubai. Africa has been a great growth story for us, and the government of Dubai recognized the untapped potential of Africa early on, and Emirates has been instrumental in supporting the growth of the region. So Emirates will continue to provide critical links from Africa to emerging markets in the Middle East, in Asia, and Australia. And finally, the geographical location of Dubai has helped or provided the African traveler with shorter travel times where historically it used to be routed through European hubs.
Okay. Well, Mr. Abbas, as much as African airlines continue to still try to break even, talk to us about the upcoming anniversary and, of course, in terms of collaborations and partnerships.
For our anniversary, we will be, as you know, celebrating our 25th anniversary this year in Kenya. And Kenya is, we suspended our operations in 25th March as per directed from our regulator, the UAE GCAA. And we resumed our flights on 2nd August. And Kenya, being a key market, was one of the first markets for Emirates to resume within Africa. And we started with 3 weekly flights. And in just 2 weeks, we boosted our flights to a daily operation, which is a strong testament of strong passenger demand in and out of Kenya to Dubai and beyond to our 100 destinations which we fly to. We have also, in Kenya, we have our cargo business has been also successful with, for us to transport 25,000, just in 2019, 25,000 tons of flowers out of Kenya, which is half our network tonnage. And Kenya has also been a popular destination for Kenyans traveling. For them, China has been one of the destinations which is popular. We have USA, UK, Dubai, of course, and India and Pakistan. So these are the top travel destinations for Kenyans. Dubai, Kenyans have been traveling to Dubai as well for different reasons, for leisure reasons, for corporate, students, and the traders come to Dubai. So I think Kenya has been a success story for us, being one of the first markets for us to resume, and we're celebrating our 25th anniversary.
Thank you so much, Mr. Badar Abbas.
Nairobi residents have given their rehabilitation